If you are looking, I'm going to put this in full view so you can see all these vocab words. We're looking at ASVAB geometry for the mathematics knowledge test. So take a screenshot of that so you might be able to brush up on your geometry terms, and let's get started. So parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines that never intersect. They look like this line and this line right here. These two that are going across this way are parallels. They will never touch one another. That is because they have the same slope, but we don't have the same y-intercepts. So they don't start at the same spot, but they go up at the same rate or down at the same rate. So they are never going to be intersecting ever. And intersecting just means they're going to cross each other. So they will never touch each other. They will always stay the same distance apart, no matter where you look at the lines. Interior angles, which is the next word that's there, that just means that the interior angles for a triangle, what that meant is that adds up to 180 degrees. So if you will need to know that information. So a triangle adds up to 180 degrees. If you are in need of figuring out what one of your angles is missing, you know that they add up to 180. Now, an exterior angle is an angle that equals the two interior angles that are opposite of it. So what that means is if I take a look at this right here, you can see that these two angles right here, when you add them together, they add up to be this angle out here, which is called your exterior angle. So the angle that's adjacent to it or next to it is not, that would create a degree measurement of 180. But if you add these two together, you're going to get 135, and that is what that angle is going to be then. So that's an exterior angle. Now, the next thing you are going to need to know is the types of triangles there are. So isosceles triangles have two equal sides. So you might see things that look like that. So when you see measurements that have these little slashes on them, that means that that piece is the exact same size as this one. So these two pieces are the exact same. This is a different size. So you'll know that they're equal to each other because you see those little lines. But an isosceles does have two equal sides. An equilateral has all three sides equal. So as you can see, this one has a line on each one of the pieces. That means that all of them are the exact same size. The next one that you might need to know is the right angle, which has 190 degree angle, which looks like that down here. And I just drew this diagram up because this is what we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem for. So if you do have to do the Pythagorean theorem, you have your legs are the ones that form that right angle. And then the piece that's across from the right angle, across of it's the longest side of your right triangle, is called a hypotenuse. So if you're familiar with a squared plus b squared equals c squared, that is the Pythagorean theorem. You will need to know that. Last thing you're going to need to know as far as the lengths of sides is the scaling. Scaling triangles just mean that they don't have any sides equal. That's why there are no lines on anywhere on that, because nothing is going to measure out to be the exact same size. So you might have three different size lengths. That doesn't matter. That's fine. It's just called a scalene triangle. And if you want more questions like these, a lot of these can be found in my various playlists. So if you do want extra practice problems, you can find all these things in, actually most of these would be labeled by where they are. So like I have a whole bunch of parallel line problems you can do in my parallel lines and perpendicular lines playlist. I have a triangles playlist you can check out, but I definitely have plenty of playlists to help you with all these types of things. I have an angles playlist. So if you need an angle measurement and you're trying to find some more problems besides the ones I'm going to be giving you for ASVAB, then find those playlists on my YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at YouWantAlgebra, and then that will help you with practicing some more for this. And don't forget, like, share, and follow me for more.